Okay, AP Statistics, this video is an extra video in case you are having trouble with the idea of finding a geometric distribution for P where X is greater than X. All right, when we talk about greater than X, this one's just easy because we take our probability of 1 minus P to the X value, whatever this is. So our original inequality looks like this without me marking all over it. So this is just the easiest way to do inequalities for geometric because all I have to do is a simple calculation of 1 minus my probability raised to the power of whatever this value is. So in this video, I'm going to give you a better understanding of how to change greater than or equal to X into greater than, less than into greater than, and less than or equal to into greater than. So as long as we can manipulate our probability statements and change them into greater than, we can use this right here and it will make our lives a little easier. So as an example, I'm going to use blue M&Ms. Out of all the M&Ms, blue is my favorite one because it's pretty. So I'm going to say I'm going to get a blue M&M or not. My M&Ms are going to be independent of one another, and the probability I get a blue M&M is 0.24. Okay, so let's say I want to know the probability I will get a blue M&M after the fourth one. So sometime after the fourth one. How far after the fourth one? Don't care. All I know is that the first four are not blue. So this probability would be that X is greater after 4, right? And then all I have to do is 1 minus P to the fourth, which of course would be 0.76 to the fourth. And this is a simple calculation. I can just type it into my calculator and then I get a value. Okay, so that one's easy. Anything after 4 is set up automatically to reflect this inequality right here. But let's say I want the probability of getting it on or after the fourth one. Well, now I'm dealing with the probability that X is greater than or equal to 4. So how can I change that into a greater than? Well, that is just going to be the probability that X is greater than 3 because it includes 4 now. So for this problem, I would just do 0.76 to the third power, and that would give me that. So that one's pretty easy. The greater than or equal to greater than, you just write it as greater than 1 less than the value that you're interested in. Okay, now let's talk about the probability of getting it before the fourth M&M. That means I could get it on the first one or the second one or the third one. So this probability is going to be that X is less than 4. So now I'm going in completely the opposite direction from this right here, from my greater than setup. And I want to write the probability that X is less than 4 in terms of greater than. So how do we do that? Well, we're going to be going in the opposite direction, so I'm going to have to use some subtraction here. So I'm going to use 1 minus the probability that X is greater than 3. How'd you get that, Miss Griggs? Well, let's look at this. If I've got all these values here, these are all the possibilities for how many M&Ms I might draw, ... So all of these are going to represent one whole outcome. Okay, so the ones I'm interested in, the ones that reflect what I want, are going to be these right here, right? Those are all the values that are less than 4. So those are the things I want. So if I want those things, I'm going to take the whole thing, and I'm going to subtract from it all of these things. And it will be, then I'll be left with this. So 1 minus, Everything bigger than 3 will leave me with what I want. So 1 minus the probability x is greater than 3. That is what I would do. So 1 minus 0.76 to the third. And so that's what I would type into my calculator. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right, what if I want the probability, I'll get a blue M&M, on or before the fourth one? Now I'm dealing with the probability that x is less than or equal to 4. And again, that's not the right direction, so I'm going to have to say 1 minus. So I'm going to use this illustration again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, blah, 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 blah. So this is the whole thing. Okay, so one whole possibility. So 1 minus. And remember what I want now. I want 1 through 4. So now I've got to subtract from the whole what I don't want, which would be everything greater than 4. So the probability that x is greater than 4. So 1 minus 0.76 to the fourth. See, it's not horrible. And if you have trouble still understanding that, well, let's look at this. Let's just write out some rules for this. Okay, so when I have greater than or equal to, then I am just going to find x greater than 1 less than x. Okay, so 1 less than this x right here. All right, so remember in this example right down here, for x greater than or equal to 4, in terms of greater than, it's probability of x greater than 3. So x greater than 1 less than x. Okay, when I have less than, I'm going to have to subtract it from 1 minus the probability x is greater than, again, 1 less than x. See, because this 3 is 1 less than 4. All right, if I have less than or equal to, then I'm going to have 1 minus the probability x is greater than x, whatever it is. All right, so here the x stays the same, and in these two cases, it doesn't. So hopefully that helps clear that up a little bit if you are struggling with this concept.